Welcome back to part 3 of the PS13 2JZ, and yes, all these parts were done on the same day, in the same clothes, because I don't have time to do them in any other fucking time. Right, back to part 3, and we're going to look at the underside, and there's a lot to get through here because it's pretty cool. So, there she is, up on the left. Hello Corolla, cool. And there's some nice stuff going on here. Nice intercooler mount, a little bit. This intercooler is, for some reason now, Mishimoto Supply, only the intercooler's painted silver. So all this paint is coming off once it's removed, because we had to remove the paint from the in-tanks to modify it. I don't know why they won't do a bare aluminium finish anymore, but yeah, they make some decisions that are baffling anyway, but still, it's a good core, it works well, and it's cheap, you know, it's cost-effective solution. So that's my rant over. Nice mount. Again, stainless steel fasteners everywhere from us. Flange hex ones, which are just sexy. Is it cool to say that a bolt is sexy? It's my favorite bolt. Flange headed hex. So cool. These are nice. They cup the actual aluminium plugs that are welded on, the threaded bosses that are welded on. These cup it and actually hold it in place and fasten it in place. So that's cool. There's your bumper bar, everything. Chassis weld on, the whole lot. You might notice the tension rods are just stock and just painted up a bit. These need to be reinforced if they're staying stock. We have plans to make our own, so this situation is a bit fluid at the moment, but we painted them up, made them look nice anyway. Something should be done there. We'll see what it is. If you watch part 1, you know that's not the pulley we're going to use either. Sump is lovely and fresh. There's your screamer coming down. Here is one of our custom cross members. This is one of the early ones. This car has been here for quite a while. This is one of the early ones. The design has changed since, but the principle remains the same. Custom cross member with the engine mounted off of our cool engine mounts. The garage lights are killing me here, but yeah, chassis mounted engine mounts. Come on, focus on that, you bastard. Yeah, so you can see them on our website anyway. Very popular product now for mounting the 2J. We also do a universal kit of them now with an oversized, focus you bastard, oversized tube, a DIY kit with an oversized tube, so you can literally mount the 2J into anything. We have one going into a Ford Transit, a customer doing one in a Ford Transit right now, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's your Group D 2J. There's your Group D alternator kit, water pipe passing underneath it. Water pipe is mounted to the frame as well. V1 wise fab here, looking kind of a little sorry for itself. That will probably end up being modified, so we'll tidy all that up. You can follow your hard pipe here. Goes to aluminium pipes running down the passenger side on the right hand drive car. Screamer here, did I say that already? I don't know. This is on a stance coilover currently. The brake lines aren't done properly yet, they're just placed there. I don't think it's going to remain on the stance. Hopefully we do something a bit more high performance than that, we're hoping to. Yeah, so it's just really tasty. Here you can see why we make a custom cross member. That is an IS200 steering rack, IS300. We don't use the Toyota rack anymore here, or the Nissan rack, sorry. We use the Toyota rack. They're way stronger, way cheaper, way more plentiful, and the feeling from them is just excellent. So, Toyota engine, Toyota rack. Trying to make it a Toyota. Sump is all beautifully painted. QuickTime bell housing. GeForce G101. Just looking at that, there's a rack spacer in there, tie rods. There's an M14 bolt, goes through your lower arm, as you can see here. So yeah, this again, as I mentioned in the previous part, fully tested for my own car, been in my own car a couple of seasons on the Toyota rack. Amazing job. same rack in my car for 2 seasons, I think. Now 2 of my seasons would probably be less than 2 full competitor seasons at this stage, but basically a lot of wheel-to-wheel contact, good few bent tie rods and everything, same rack. The rack is so strong, the casing is steel here, not aluminium, and the rack itself is a good few millimeters thicker. So by rack I mean this shaft is a good few mil thicker than the Nissan one. So this has just been a great job. Our crossmember is the same for left and right hand drive, so you can bolt a left hand drive IS300 rack on as well. As my car is left hand drive, it has the same crossmember and it has a left hand drive rack in it. Yeah, so oh look, the engine mount is very visible here, and onto the chassis, and that's a hard rubber bush in there, which a lot of people prefer. A hard rubber bush. Giggity. There's your Walton manifold, your 40mm turbo smart gate. We only use turbo smart for wastegates for obvious reasons. They're indestructible, extreme quality, totally reliable. You can see our lengthening of the universal here. So it's just a stock column, and we lengthen and weld the original universal. So this area becomes like twice as long, and it goes straight on. Same spline as Nissan on the Toyota rack. This isn't plumbed yet, but the Toyota rack also has like banjo bolts here. It's just better in, you know, the Nissan ones are a little bit awkward and bad here. It's just better in every way, that Toyota rack. So I would highly recommend it. There you've got your downpipe, big 4-inch that goes to a oval system, which there's your transition to oval. There's the oval system. So not fitted yet, but will be in the next video. Moving back, there's your 2 water pipes. Nice gearbox mount mounted to the tunnel, tubular mounted up through standing tubes. Nicely done, polyurethane GM. Gearbox mount has been all tightened. You'll notice everything gets paint pinned yellow by us when it's been final torqued. This is, we can keep an eye on the cars. We can sign off that all bolts have been tight. If they're paint pinned, they're tight, and we can visually inspect the car afterwards and see if any bolts have come loose without having to put a spanner near them. Side shifter, G101. You can see this aluminium plate here is actually the gear surround inside. So what's going on there is the tunnel has been cut to allow you to remove the gearbox with the shifter in place. So when you remove the aluminium panel from inside, before you remove the gearbox, you undo the bell housing bolts and you slide the box back and down and out. So otherwise you have to take the shifter off the side of the box, which is a little bit fiddly because it, you can see the bolts, the fastening bolts are up behind the shifter slider unit, so it can get a bit messy. So this is just a serviceability situation. Here's the AN3. Another serviceability situation is there. So you have a dry brake. You know, I can see it, but can you see it? Dry brake fitting here on a bracket. So literally, like, just put my hands in it and pop it down, and the bracket stays and the top stays. And when you're finished servicing the box, you've lost no fluid, and you put your hand back up and you pop it straight back on. Job done. A lot more paint pin going on here. This is a bracket for the fuel lines and the water pipe from the back. This is not finished yet. This pipe needs a bracket up here in the engine bay, so it hasn't been fastened. You can see a join here. So basically from here back all the way to what you would have seen in part 2, the other side for the radiators is one piece of aluminium bent at various sections. This one has a weld in it where it was joined, but from here everything is bent up and over, so there's no joinings anywhere along here to have a leak or anything like that. This pipe runs along here up over the rack and just needs a bracket made, but that's your lower red one, and this is getting a bracket here just to hold it. So if you do want to take the engine out, it's really simple. The whole car kind of comes off from the bulkhead forward, so you can take your fuel lines off here, you can take your water pipe off there or there if you really want it out of the way. Your water pipe comes off here and this pipe stays and it's really out the way. We have this protected as well with some heat shrink over it, just where it could rattle or anything. There's your new fuel filter. There is a lot going on here. If I miss anything you have a question about, then let me know in the comments and I will answer everybody and let you know for sure. But I mean, it's all really tasty, nothing, no kind of shortcuts in this. In here is a TTV triple plate 8.5 inch clutch, which I will put a picture up of now if I remember to. TTV, really light flywheel. This is a new one for us, the TTV. This is the first car, this and the 46 here are the first cars to get it. So it'll be interesting to see. It looks very promising, and these two cars will be the first two on it. Triple plate 8.5. 8.5 is a nice size. It's rated for a lot of torque. It's a beautiful unit, and it also allows us to use a quartermaster hydraulic release bearing, which is the best hydraulic release bearing I've ever used. And you know, it has to be used with a certain diameter. Oh, sorry about that. I pressed the button on the phone. As I was saying, it has to be used with a certain diameter clutch cover or pressure plate fingers, whatever you want to say. There is a diameter situation there that can cause people awful trouble. So we really wanted a clutch to work with a 51 mil release bearing, which is the quartermaster one. Normally that would be on like a 7.25 inch clutch, and a lot of the bigger clutch 10.5 use like a 60 mil bearing, and that's kind of important to get the relationship right between the two of them. Hydraulic release bearings can cause people all amounts of problems, but we have no problems with them whatsoever. Once you know what you're doing and you know about them, what should be ran with what combination of parts, combination of master cylinder size, once you know all that, it works perfect every time. So yeah, side shifter obviously in a right hand drive, not a big deal. Just take a massive lump out of the tunnel. Your passenger can go fuck themselves, you don't care. And there you can see the spacing again to be able to get the box back. We leave the bell housing, undo the 4 bolts here and pull the input shaft out of the clutch, as opposed to, you might be used to some road car boxes where you would bolt it off of the engine and pull the whole bell housing. On the race cars, you pull the box from the bell housing. That's how you do it. You leave the clutch, you leave the slave cylinder inside then when you're taking it out. Gearbox first, then bell housing, then clutch. So yeah, this is all really tasty, as I said. The 2 lines are running back here, all separators on it. A lot of this car was fabricated before we got it, so there's some stuff added by us and some stuff not, so it's a bit of a mismatch. We didn't build the shell really. The shell is very good now, but we didn't build the shell. Here's 2 holes actually from a previous life, from the previous setup that it had. We did add this in actually under the driver's seat. That's where the oval exhaust comes straight back now. It's in line with the chassis leg because we went 4-inch oval instead of 4-inch round, and it just has a straight shot, gives you loads of room for the box and the prop, and doesn't have to come across into the tunnel. It's just a straight shot, and anyone doing oval will know it's brilliant, and we'd use it on everything. But oval, you get away with nothing with the oval because you can't twist it like you can a round exhaust. You can just twist it and point it up there, or twist a piece and point it up there. With an oval, you have a top and a bottom axis, and you can't twist it. You have to keep going in the same direction all the time. If you want to change, you have to pie this way. If you want to change, you have to pie this way. I'm doing a good job here, kind of doing shadow puppetry. Okay, moving on. As I'm on my knees, quick change, Wise Fab, subframe was done by us. It has our DIY quick change mounting kit, which you can buy at Group D. Please go on Group D and buy some stuff, and I'll keep making videos. Deal? Okay. Solid aluminium bushes. Wise Fab. Everyone, loads of people use it. Not really much point going over it. What else have we got back here? We have the Wise Fab half shafts, which are outstanding. Used them in my own car with no issues. Just bolt them in and forget about it. You just have to do it. There's no point fucking around with GTR shafts or any of that crap. GTR shafts are too dear now. Waste of time. Get these, bolt them in, and forget about it. Brilliant job. You can see the frame going on. You can see the two pipes. There's your two pipes running through, and here they come up over the shaft and down along the car. So that's all one piece, all the way up, over, and through. So you've no joins, no leaks, nothing. You won't have a drip from anything ever. If you do have a leak, you don't have to worry about the underside of the car. It's either back here or bulkhead forward. So yeah, there's your ATL mounted here. Sorry about the garage lights again, shining in this. There's your tubular frame. Everything is sweet. It's just really tasty. Everything new, everything fresh. And this is going to be a really nice pro competition car. This is as competition as it gets. So G101 best gearbox. And yeah, that's about it. Brake lines are in the middle of being done here. On the next video, the prop should be made in a couple of days. It's gone away to be made, and after another week we should be very far on with this thing. So that's it. That's the underside. That's the underside. You can see there's the bracket we made for the water pump, which bolts up through the water pump, has the wiring coming out underneath. All be wired in nice and tasty soon. My next video will probably be on the interior. The interior is miles away right now, but it's very basic. And then the wiring. So the wiring is going to be cool. Haltech Elite 2000 in this with a Haltech PD16, and we kind of combined the PDM with a couple of relays, which will become very clear at some point. So we have very little plumbing left to do. We do have the power steering system to do in this, and very little mechanicals left before we get to the wiring stage. Right, sorry about that. My phone ran out of memory, cut me off. Yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching. This will be coming along real nicely. Please go onto the Group D website and buy some stuff. Buy some hoodies, some merch, some parts for your car. We do only the best stuff. And if you do, I can, keep the videos coming, hopefully expand the channel a bit. We've got a lot of projects lined up internally that I'd like to get to this year, which would create some content. I hate that word content, but create some content with cool, different stuff that other people don't do or are afraid to do. Plus I'll do the customer builds just like this one as well. But they don't get as crazy as my own when I'm spending someone else's money. So please support us, and we'll try and do some crazy shit that you can follow. So thanks for watching once again, and we'll see you next time.